Welcome back to the Bourbon Master YouTube channel. I'm your host, Chris Wilkie. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe now, like the video. We're going to get into it. I've got an empty glass. Had a fun night of having a few things empty. I have two ryes here that I'm not super sold on. I don't dislike them. Ryes aren't my thing. I'm going to use the North Coast rye from Traverse City here. And I'm going to use probably the most interesting thing I was sent. Their premium cocktail cherries. So I'm a Luxardo fan. If I wanted to go judge a bourbon bar, if you don't have Luxardo cherries in that big yellow can and the luxurious mouthfeel in the syrup, I'm going to give you that weird look like, do you know what you're doing? And I think Luxardo cherries are just luscious. Maraschinos, not super sure. I love those, but make me think of the Bright Red Sunday. These, on the other hand, so I read their little stat sheet. These are the largest cherries that are placed in there. There's about 60 in a jar. You got about $15.99, $11.99, $15.99 around this. The smell is just outstanding. They're all American, which is strange to me that we have to worry about cherries being all American. I don't know. But these are all from the Michigan area. They do these all themselves. It's coming from the cherry capital of the world. The premium cherries give the perfect final touch to any crafted cocktail behind the bar. All natural, harvested up north. They're produced up there. So ingredient-wise, I thought this was crazy when I was reading these. So we've got cherries, water, sugar, black carrot extract, cherry concentrate, national flavoring, and bourbon whiskey. Refrigerate after opening, and you got this jar about 60 of them. So how do I make an old fashioned? Number one, grab a glass. Number two, take this. We're going to grab one of these wonderful cherries, and I'm getting a spoonful of that yumminess juice. So you're going to find, and I'm going to put this in the glass so you don't have to watch me do it here, but you're going to find that I use the cherry and the juice as my simple for an old fashioned. I'm one who, I don't like sweet old fashions. I enjoy an old fashioned. I've had a lot in my 10 years of drinking, and I like ones who have the fruit in it. But I think the key is to not go overboard on the fruit or the sweetness. I'm not looking for a sugar bomb. I'm looking for something that accentuates the accent of the rye or the bourbon that's being put in there. So, as you can tell, my lovely kid's dinosaur spoon. I've got a cherry syrup at the bottom. Now, I use a mix. And these have been around the house for a bit, and they've kind of been used. I've got some Woodford and some Wilkes and Wilson different bitters here. So they're both, they got orange and orange. I do a little bit of both in mine. So I'm going to take, and I will show you guys the best I can here. I'm going to go 3 drops, 1, 2, 3, of the orange bitters that I had from Wilkes, which is kind of funny because my name is Wilkie. I kind of like that. I'm going to take 3 drops, 1, 2, 3 of the Woodford ones. Now, if I had to pick, I don't think there's bad bitters. I think you can have unique ones. I've had some tobacco and leather flavored bitters. Those are interesting to me. And I'm going to take those. I'm going to take my rye here, still the same cup. I'm going to pour about roughly a shot in here. Okay, so we're in here. And then typical, if I was muddling, and my muddler's in the other room, I'm just going to use this spoon and mix it together here. Sounds like a horrible scraping sound. But basically what I've done is I've created a version of an old fashioned. I got bitters, I got a sweetener, I got a cherry, and I've got the rye. This is not going to be your typical standard old fashioned. There are some way better ones out there. Shout out to Fox Gardens Foxy Old Fashioned. They throw a lemon twist in it, and they put a little bit more simple. I like a little drier one sometimes, so I make them a little different. I have tried something under the sun out of everywhere. This is how I'm going to enjoy my old fashioned this evening, with my dinosaur spoon and my Traverse City cherries and the rye. Now, they have a sell sheet and they tell me, here's what an old fashioned really is. You need to use some simple syrup and this and that. Okay, cool. I believe you. I think I can go up there and have a great old fashioned. Curious thing, I did one of these videos, and I know we're getting a little wordy here. did one of these videos and I posted it on Facebook, and one of my good college friends messaged me on or texted me and said, "Hey, I saw your video about Traverse City Bourbon or Traverse City Whiskey Company." He goes, I'm the architect to design their new expansion." He sent me the whole news article and everything. So if I ever get up to Traverse City, I would be very excited to go see what my friend was able to help design. It's a small world. You never know how those things are going to connect, but it's a very interesting story there. So let's taste the old fashioned, see how we look here. I know it's a longer video and chatting, but sometimes when you're drinking, you want to have a conversation with a guy. So, yes, I wish I'd have a little ice in here, but I think the cherry, when you have these rye flavors that tend to fade into the spicy bubblegum, dill, and mint, cherry and that sweetness just really pulls it out. And then the orange bitters give you that citrusy and a little bit of a flair. You just pull it all together. So I could sit here and drink this, and I have a little bit in here, not a ton. You can't really see it because of the dinosaur spoon is kind of in that area. But I'm going to tell you, this is a good one. I like to make it a little bit larger and put some ice in it, but I definitely think that the cherries really bring it out. Are these Luxardo? No. Are they a good American-made complement? And you could probably substitute those in there if you're not going to eat the cherry? Heck yes. I'm not one who eats cherries. The wife is. She said, they're not the same texture. Smell and flavor, they're in that ballpark. So Traverse City, very nice job. Thank you for all of the samples that you sent. If your distillery, if you're watching these videos and you want me to taste your stuff, or want me to write a blog post, or come visit your facility, attend your event, join your restaurant, I'm in. Shoot me a message. You can put a comment down below. You can shoot it at the chris@thebourbonmaster.com, and I'll be happy to come and do this. I do this for fun. My whole point is to get into the bourbon community and to enjoy what is going on there. So I'm going to finish this old fashioned. I'm going to go kiss my kid goodnight, and I'm going to wish you guys a good cheers. Ron, if you're out there, thanks for telling me to need a little bit of better finish for the video. Make sure to subscribe, visit the website, and I will see you guys all next time for the next Bourbon Master video.